Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised. Now, here's Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191. With Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. Tonight, we're honored to have the legendary Deborah Harry from Blondie and other projects in.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
I'm a big fan of the group. I've always loved Blondie, and I've always loved that era of music because I graduated high school in 1982, and I was sort of in my musical. For Drew, he listens to like the Letterman and the Kingston Trio. When did you graduate? Like 1947 or something?
76.
All right, but whenever you graduated high school or whenever you were in high school, that's your music.
Yeah, that's your time.
And Blondie was right in my wheelhouse.
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that.
Well, I think you made it into a few other people's wheelhouses as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think we certainly had a good run there for a while.
Yeah, I was reading to me, I guess I remember Blondie coming onto the scene in, I don't know, 77, 78, but you guys formed in 74. Did you put in a few years before things clicked?
Yeah, I think we worked, well, I know I started working with Chris in 1973, and we sort of had different evolutions or incarnations of various Blondie formats, and then I guess in late 1974 is when Clem Burke joined the band, and then Gary Valentine, and then Jimmy Destry.
Did you start off with the sound in mind that you ended up achieving? I know that was very diluted, but what I mean is in 1974, people were listening to, Led Zeppelin and Uriah Heep, and there was no Blondie. I mean, there was no one to sort of mold yourself after, and there was no new wave or anything like that.
In Europe, there must have been something.
Well, I guess there was more of a pop sensibility in Europe, and I think there always will be. It's a different musical sensibility. It's not as mixed over there, racially mixed, as it is here. So I guess that's sort of what happened to us, is that we were such an urban band, and that we had so many influences from all different kinds of music from this city, from the inner city, and it's sort of what we evolved into. And I think a lot of it had to do with the the instruments that was sort of followed, the different, I guess Gary was very influenced by Wilco Johnson, and Chris was very influenced by Jimi Hendrix. So I think our influences pretty diverse, and coming all together, it made it, sort of a different sound.
And the music, and what's neat about Blondie is they had like some pop stuff, some new wave stuff, some reggae type stuff, and some rap type stuff, and they're pretty diverse. I mean, you had a lot of different sounding hits,
right? Which
is kind of a nice testament to your talent. Before No Exit, which is coming out on Tuesday, the 24th next week, that's the new album. When was the last album release before that? And Drew, why did that light just come on?
What light?
Oh, you kicked something. Go do something with that light down there, please. I'm sorry, Deborah.
Oh, the last record came out, I guess, in 1981, 82.
Was it that long ago?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Christ.
17 years.
Oh, man. Because usually...
Time goes by, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, here's what usually happens. Oftentimes happens when a band gets back together after a while. There was a couple of records that they released in 91 and another one in 88 that did nothing, and that, sometimes people aren't aware of. But you guys did your last one in 81, 82?
Yeah.
And what got you back together?
Well, I guess Chris Stein got us back together. He sort of, I don't know, he met someone from a a company called Left Bank. Harry Sandler was his name, and Harry and Chris sort of hit it off, and they started talking about Blondie, and reminiscing, and I don't know. I guess something that Harry said to Chris made him think that he would regret not doing this at this time, because it might be the last sort of chance in his own lifetime that he'd be able to do it. If he waited much longer, he'd be too old to do it, and just seemed like the right thing to do to him. So he got everybody going. And
now, I'm guessing you're going to go out and be touring and supporting No Exit. How much old and how much new?
Probably in the shows for the States, we'll do. I hope 50-50, old and new.
Is it going to be different in Europe, or are you going to go to Europe?
Well, we've played in Europe already. We've played in Europe, and we've played in Australia, and we've done. Let's see, I guess we just did the one show here in L.A. at the El Rey, and that was sort of a sampler kind of show. We did about, I think, four songs from the new record.
Right. And we're going to hear one from the, or at least one from the new record, at least coming up anyway.
Are we allowed to call them records? I mean, I always call them records. I guess we should call them CDs, right?
I know. And to me, that change has just taken place. Even though CDs have been around for 15 years, it has just taken place over the last, 2 years that it went from record to CD, because people clung to record for a long time. And they still go with gold and platinum record, don't they? Or is it a CD now?
Say gold and platinum.
Oh, they're going to save a ton on framing, Drew. Do you realize that? All right, we're going to take some calls. Deborah, you feel free to please jump in and get involved with some of these bizarre questions. And Drew, I hope you've picked some good ones out, not the usual fare. Jason?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, you're 26.
Yeah, hey, I got a problem here. My girlfriend, she wants to, have a threesome with her best female friend, and it's like a fantasy, but I'll do it and everything, but it's just not my thing. I don't want to be with anybody else but her.
Wow. It'd be very big of you to do that, Jason. We understand how that can put you out.
I think maybe the girls are already got something going.
Well, it's a fantasy to her. She's always wanted to try it out, and her friend she's always liked, but
yeah, I think there's something else going on here.
Well, there's one of a couple scenarios. Either she's already doing something and sort of feels guilty about it, wants to include you, or she just wants. See, I think, Deborah, you tell me what you think of this. A lot of women are interested in experimenting with other women, but they don't want to just go out and have a lesbian experience. So they do it under the guise of a threesome, which makes it into sort of a heterosexual experience that they get to experience. They can experiment on a woman with a penis in the room.
Could be, yeah.
It's
sounds logical.
It's a little safer, but
it's also safer with somebody you know. I mean, it's sort of.
She knows them both pretty well.
But it's gonna wreak havoc on this relationship. And Jason, your instincts not to do it are probably pretty solid. However, her urging to do this is not a good sign. Doesn't bode well for your relationship.
Well, I did it before in a previous relationship, and it
turned out great.
But it's just
Did what?
I did it before in a previous relationship, but now it's different. In my previous one, I just wanted to do it. Now I don't want to be with anybody but her.
And first of all, your previous one is previous for a reason. Mm-hmm. It ended because you were not that into it, and part of not being that into it may have been some of this behavior.
Okay.
It will affect your intimacy. It always does.
Okay, well, thanks a lot.
But the fact that
but Jason, let me bring up an alternative viewpoint to Drew's.
The fact that she's pushing so hard already is a bad sign.
The fact that she wants one means she may not be real serious about you and the relationship, and you'd hate to see it end without you getting a threesome.
He's already done it, though.
Out of this particular relationship.
Of course.
He has a very high bar that he sets for these relationships. Son of a bitch. 2 in a row. Jason, I'd say just have the threesome and move on then. Because it's going to affect the relationship, and she's not all that serious about it. She may say she is, but the reality is if she wants to bring in a third party, she's not.
Or she can't tolerate a close relationship. Needs to
so if I want to say the relationship, say no. If I say hell with it, do it.
Well, we're saying that the relationship is probably doomed anyway. So
And
make a decision.
Do you get to have sex with the friend, too?
From what they told me.
Wow. What a deal. I don't know. I want to hook up with Jason's management. Someone's doing a good job.
Keep going.
Ever see any threesomes back in the day, Deborah?
Yes, of course.
That's a good answer. Ashley.
Hi.
Hey, you're 16. Are threesomes more popular now, or are people just talking about them?
Well, I don't really know. I couldn't say. I don't really like statistics or trends. You know, I try to be, you know, individual and just go with my instincts and my feelings. And, you know, I guess young people want to experiment and try things out. You know, I think that's legitimate. You know, find out who they are. I don't know.
Ashley?
My boyfriend and he took my virginity away from me, and then I recently found out I was pregnant, and now he won't talk to me.
He took your virginity away from you. So is it did he sort of force himself on you?
No, it was willing.
Okay. It's just usually when they word it that way, like it was some sort of hymen thievery or something, it usually means that they weren't willing. Or you were drunk, or you feel he coerced you somehow.
That whole language is so pathetic anyway.
What?
The male takes virginity from a female. It's just, it's bizarre.
Well, Ashley?
Yeah.
Were you into it? Did you agree to it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So you had consensual sex, and now you're pregnant.
And he won't even talk to me anymore.
Because you're pregnant?
Exactly.
So he found out you're pregnant and just dropped you?
Yep.
All right, so he's not a great guy, right? How old a guy is he?
I can't wait.
I don't know if I should tell you.
27?
Yeah. Well, there's a reason I asked.
He's 19.
19.
Well, that's not too bad, but 16 and 19 is a big 3 years. Didn't you have any clue he was kind of an a-hole before this?
So sweet, though. He really was.
Really? But how is it? I can't figure out how people can't get a vibe off of other people. How they're so blindsided by people doing these sort of heinous acts or despicable acts. They never see it coming. Doesn't an a-hole sort of show his hand at some point, Ashley?
He didn't.
We should explore her past to see her capacity to see that sort of thing.
How long were you with him?
For 6 months.
No, I don't mean with him.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I just wanted to figure out how long the period was.
Well, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. And I don't know.
How far along are you?
A few months.
If I could again just put out a plea, people, morning after pill, you have 72 hours, take that damn pill, will fairly effectively prevent pregnancy.
Did you not use protection?
No.
Mm-hmm. And you know what scares me, and the reason I want guys like this killed, or at least their genitals collected, is because if he knocked you up and dumped you cold, I guarantee he will do it again, or possibly has done it before.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only problem is, though, just because I'm in school and I want to go to college, and I can't do that with a baby.
That's true.
Okay, so before we tell you what to do, let's just explore for a second here. Is your dad kind of a jerk?
Yeah, my dad cheated on my mom when I was about 7. And then I went to live with him and his new wife. And he picked her up off the streets of Las Vegas.
What?
She was a hooker?
She was a hooker.
Well, let's be fair to your dad. She probably was at one of those ranches. It's not like he just picked her up right on the boulevard there. Oh, Ashley, so you have kind of a poor example of maledom.
Right.
And now you go hook up with a jackass.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Okay, so what are you going to do? Do you want to keep the child?
No, I don't, but I'm totally against getting rid of it, too.
What about adoption, then? Come on, Ashley.
I haven't even told my mom yet.
Yeah, I understand, but make these decisions carefully, because you've said yourself you're not ready to be a mother. The child needs a family. You need to establish a life for yourself. Adoption seems like a great option for you.
Well, it's just that I am totally against bringing children into this world. I totally am against it because...
Well, have an abortion then.
Well...
Well, listen, here's the deal, Ashley. There's, 3 options, basically.
And you've only got a couple,
they're all sort of painful.
And you've only got a couple more weeks with which to make those decisions.
Yeah.
And you got to do it.
Deborah, what are you, pro-life or pro-choice?
Well, I think I'm pro-choice because, life is so, I don't know. It's very hard to make the right decisions, And in this particular case, she seems to be really caught in this predicament. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. It seems like 2 months is a little bit late to get an abortion, isn't it?
No. It's right in there.
You can go all the way up to 11 months, can't you, Drew?
You could in a certain circumstance, but most states give you 3 months.
Mm.
I said 11 months there, Drew. I'm not sure if you...
Oh, well, wasn't paying attention. Wasn't paying attention.
Jesus Christ, I can never get a rise out of this guy. Drew, I thought, Jesus, Drew's particularly stone-faced tonight. you just glossed right over the 11th month there. Drew, you all right? Did you sleep today?
Well,
no, I'm still behind.
Yeah, I don't know. What would you say after this? I mean,
I think you
do this more often than I think.
I think she either gets an abortion or puts the kid up for adoption.
Adoption is a great way to go, but the worst thing she could do is perpetuate this cycle that her dad has established.
Right.
She is right on that road, and she has the intellectual capacity to move on beyond this. She's ambitious. She wants to go to school. She has all these things she wants to do. She needs to do those things.
Oh, I'd like to kick Dad right in the nuts. I really would. Listen, Dad.
Hey, Dad and the 19-year-old. Get them both. Right?
Well, I'll fall on my ass. All right, I'll bring my foot back down the ground and then use the same one to kick the other guy in the nuts. Yeah, I won't do it simultaneously. That's good. Listen, dads, don't screw. I'll tell you, Deborah. I think a woman's, a young girl's psyche is just more delicate than a young boy's. I really do, and guys somehow can put up with bad parenting. It seems. Well, a little bit better.
They just become aggressive.
They just become criminals.
Yeah.
Right. They just go ahead and get into law enforcement or become the guys who are being chased by the law enforcement people. But women, it's more delicate. And when they have these dads that, they abandon them, they abuse them, they crap on them, they let them down, it just breaks my heart. And then they just go out and hook up.
With
Yes.
Dad number 2.
It is the gift that keeps giving. They'll have a-hole after a-hole. Fur. Fuhr.
Hello.
What is your name?
Oh, Fur.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, Fur.
Hi, good evening.
You're 21.
Adam and Blondie. I have a couple of problems.
Where are you from, Fur?
South America.
Wow. All right. What part?
Okay.
Okay.
I think,
I'm going with Rio de Janeiro.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm having problems hearing you. First of all, I have a masturbation obsession, to call it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mixed up a little bit with sex addiction that I also have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right now in a relation. I've been living with my girlfriend for over a year. We are very responsible, though. We are not planning in having children at least until we finish college. But the problem is this: I can have sex in the evening, and a couple hours later, I will feel like I have to masturbate. And I have been masturbating basically since I'm 13, and for a couple of years, it was almost daily. Right now that I'm into the relation, and that I have been more than a year living with a person, and that I can have actually access to sex, I don't understand why I keep having this mentality to masturbate myself, and inclusive 3 times a day sometimes.
2-3 times a day?
Yeah, and even after sex, having sex the same day.
Are you having any consequences from this? In other words, are you spending money on these activities? Is it affecting your relationship? Does your girlfriend know about it? Do you have trouble performing with her?
Well, having problems, not really. I don't pay to do this.
Because again, addiction really is defined by the consequences from the behaviors.
Well, my girlfriend knows about it a little bit. She never have find out when I do it. I do it very privately. I try to be alone when it happens. Most of the time,
men are like ninjas when it comes to masturbation. It's bizarre. They have difficulty hiding a lot of things from women, but this is not one of them.
They can't get their underwear socks in the basket.
Right. They can't put their crap in the hamper, but yet he could probably masturbate on a sheet of rice paper without making a sound.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you do this, though, I guess what Drew's asking is are you spending money on the phone sex?
No, never.
What do you do?
I pretty much, for most of my life, I have used a lot of my imagination.
Oh, wow.
With the internet, I can download photos.
Sure.
Those kind of things.
I like that. He's a masturbator with an eye on economy. I appreciate that. Yeah, because a lot of guys spend a lot of money.
No, I'm in school, and I don't have that kind of money to spend in other things.
I understand. Okay, so you're going 3-4 times a day. You're in a relationship.
Yeah.
You've always masturbated, but now it's really at a fever pace.
Well, it has always been very bad. The problem is that before, I probably didn't have a girlfriend. I was never that
right
person. I
you
never
had an excuse.
With a girl for more than 3 months.
Right.
This is my really first relation that I have over a year.
Okay, hold on a second there, Fer. Here's my take on the masturbation. I've never spoke openly about this topic before, but tonight I'm going to crawl out of my shell.
Such a vanishing flower, Adam.
Guys masturbate whether they're in or out of a relationship. They tend to do it a little bit less when they're getting regular sex, but it's a part of their life. It's almost a hygiene act. I mean, It's like, women get mad when guys masturbate in the relationship, but he keeps brushing his teeth, he keeps combing his hair, he keeps doing all the other hygiene-related project.
Well, more importantly, he keeps urinating.
I don't understand what
the
problem is. What is he why
That's
is he
what
so
I don't
upset?
get. That's what I don't get either.
I think he feels a little guilty.
Feels guilty
And
about masturbate. Maybe he likes masturbation better than sex with a girl.
He may be. That may be true, and I think he's doing it 3 or 4 times a day, which he thinks is a little excessive.
Sounds like a release from some kind of stress. If I was going to school, and I might want to masturbate a lot too.
Oh, really?
If I was under pressure,
Would you wear one of those little checker skirts that they wear, like in the Catholic schools?
I'd probably wear a hat and gloves and, a whole lot of stuff. I really dress up.
Have to put that in the old computer for later on. But put the Blondie CD in and put my glove on. What I'm trying to say is I think when a guy gets into excessive masturbation in a relationship, he's trying to distance himself. He's trying to create his own space within the relationship. And then here's the deal. First, 21, he's been living with a woman. He's probably feeling a little bit reined in, and he's establishing his independence somehow when he does that. Fer?
Hello.
Yeah, do you feel like a little confined in the relationship?
Like define confined.
Like you're a wild Mustang who's been put in a corral at a petting zoo. Yeah.
I really do.
So every time he masturbates, it's like he jumps the fence and goes and runs around the open prairie for a while.
Yeehaw.
Then he goes right back in. It's like a vacation without even a sofa.
It's not addiction, at least based on what he's told us
All
so
right,
far.
you're fine. Plus, guys from South America, they masturbate more because they're so close to the equator. Isn't that true?
Of course.
Listen, I've seen those guys. They wear those. Guys wear thong bathing suits in Central America. Of course, they're masturbating. All right, Deborah Harry's here. The legendary Deborah Harry from Blondie is our guest tonight. We're going to take ourselves a little break. We're going to hear something when we come back off of No Exit. That is Blondie's new CD, and we'll do all of that after this.
Loveline. Be right back in a minute. 92.1 KFMA.
Hey, everybody. It's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, the sweatpant-clad Dr. Drew, who's already slumping in a seat. Drew, I'm going to insist that you sit up for the remainder of the show,
I've had a tough
please.
week, I really have.
Me too. But I come out here and I show up and I produce every night. Deborah Harry is here tonight. I know Deborah's not feeling very well. Deborah, what, you got a cold or something?
Can't you tell? I'm well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all stuffed up.
I didn't want to say anything in case you said you've never felt better.
Right.
But you got that deviated septum or clogged up nose. Which
I don't know. My septum isn't deviated. I'm usually pretty good.
But you can't. You're not. Are you getting anything through your nose?
No, I'm not.
All right. So we're going to have a Coke party in the limousine after the show, but I guess that's off. Drew, you bring your freebase pipe? No?
In the car.
Oh, okay. Drew usually keeps a crack pipe in the trunk in case we need it. No Exit is the name of Blondie's latest CD, which is 17 years since the last one.
Yeah.
I just swore there must have been something in there I didn't know about.
Something in where?
In that time period, I mean, for Blondie.
No, there wasn't.
Wow, that is the way to do it.
Although we did have a lot of remixes and albums released, compilation records and stuff that. So
so you kept making money.
The record company kept flogging the stuff around.
But now, your last record was released before No Exit in 1982. Did you continuously make money from Blondie from that point? I mean, I know there's royalties and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you make a good living just off of that? Did you have to work?
Oh yeah, I definitely had to work. I did some solo records and
right.
I sang. I toured with I had a couple of different bands. One was called Deborah Harry, and.
But did you need the money?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
Royalties are funny, because, sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not, especially if you're not like a working band, you're not constantly promoting your own product. It just sort of goes out there, and if there's a remaining interest, in the public, if there's a fan base,
right.
They continue to support you, but it's not quite the same as, really going out there and working a record.
Yeah, so I had this whole fantasy about inventing something or writing something and then not having to work anymore, so apparently that's not the way it works.
That can work, but it has to be a song sort of like Happy Birthday or something.
Let me write that one down. Okay. Jessica.
Hi.
Hey, you're 21. Now, we'll play, if you don't mind, we'll play Maria after you leave, because I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste our time. Not that it's a waste of time, but you know what I'm saying. While you're here, because I know you have to leave early.
Yeah.
Jessica.
Yeah.
You're 21.
Okay.
You're on with Deborah Harry, Dr. Drew, and myself.
Hi.
Hi.
I have kind of an unusual Loveline question. I've been having nightmares, like, my whole entire life, but, like, the last couple of years, they've been so bad that I can barely sleep anymore, and I just don't know what to do.
Anything in the past that you blame as the reason for these nightmares?
Not that I know of, and my family's pretty stable, if that's what you're getting at.
Well, I just mean, if you almost drown in the pool and you're having these nightmares where you're being enveloped by some sort of liquid, then we could put two and two together.
No, my dreams are really weird. I'm always, like, either in a war fighting or people are chasing me, trying to kill me. I'm trying to hide in, like, dumpsters and stuff. They're always different, but it's always the same basic base to it.
I'm going to ask you a strange question. Did your mother have any sort of serious illness, or did she leave or anything when you were very, very young?
No, the only thing that happened to my mom, well, you know what? She had to have her cervix removed because she had cervical cancer. I don't know if that would be it. My grandma died when I was in 8th grade because she had cancer in her entire body.
How old were you when your mom had to have her cervix removed?
She was 28. That would put me about 10.
Now, how about when you were, like, 2?
When I was 2?
Or 1? Or 3? Anything happening through there?
I don't think so.
You could check that out.
Why?
Because these feelings of annihilation...
Go check that out. Where's she going? To the Smithsonian?
Her mom. See if the history is there.
Well, her mom's still around, right?
I know, but she would know if something... Hell yeah, when you were 1, I had to go to the hospital for an appendicitis or something. Those sorts of fantasies of annihilation come when important people from the primary relationships are threatened, or they're threatened with a severe
Well, what
abandonment.
about 10?
It's not. No, it's way too late.
Too late?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
I mean, she's already like smoking and hanging out at the park, and
if
no more
she
learning
actually
going on.
witnessed a war, it certainly could happen. But to have her mom go to the hospital for a couple days for surgery is not it.
All right. So, what do we say? Get over it. Don't go to sleep.
Just talk to mom or dad about what her childhood was like and what kind of things happened to her that might be sort of triggering this.
Deborah, you have any reoccurring dreams?
I used to when I was younger. Yeah.
Nightmares?
Very odd sort of things that I couldn't really explain. And it was this sort of sphere that hung over my head, and it would change. It would undulate between a very incredibly, perfectly smooth, sickeningly smooth, till it would turn into this totally corrupted mass, a seething, horrible, ugly mass, and then it would go back to being totally smooth and perfect, and it would just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it would leave me with this very strange, I don't know, I was not, associated with anything. I would just be there.
And this was a reoccurring dream?
I had that, for quite a few years when I was a kid.
And this was just sort of a cloud. I mean, it wasn't any.
It was a sphere.
Okay, but it didn't appear in anyone's likeness or anything like that.
No.
It was
Not
just
a purposeful object.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just connected with a physical sensation, and it wasn't a particularly comfortable sensation.
I had a dream that a couple of older Hanshi women cornered me in the deep end of a swimming pool and beat me with my scrotum sack, which was larger than it actually is, marginally.
You're making that up now.
No, that's true. I don't have those artsy kind of dreams you have with the undulating spheres. I go right to the deep end.
All right.
Yeah. Drew's had many thoughts on that, but I take it as just...
How well do you know each other, I mean?
We know each other intimately.
Well.
Oh, yes. We've done some traveling.
Okay.
Nicole.
Yes.
You're 32.
Right. It's not a problem. I just want to talk to Debbie Harry for a second. I have to be your biggest fan since I was probably 11, 12 years old. And I've always wanted to reciprocate in some way. And I'm a medical doctor now. And I would be very happy to be the band's personal physician during part of the tour.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Send your card or something to Left Bank Management on Sunset Boulevard.
Okay.
Thank you.
You would tour with the band, Nicole?
Part of the time, probably. I need a vacation, so...
What kind of doctor are you now?
Internal medicine, same as Drew.
Where are you working?
I have a practice in L.A.
Wow. Sure,
What's wrong with that?
It seems bizarre that she's willing to drop. What about all your patients and everything?
Partners could handle it for a few weeks.
Oh, Drew, you need partners. What about that? You don't travel with it. You don't have you're not Elvis. You don't need a physician traveling with you, do you? I couldn't.
I could have used one today, actually.
Nicole, you would travel?
Calls actually as well.
What's that?
I do house calls.
So. Oh, you do?
Definitely.
These are good things to know. Thank you.
Hey, Nicole. Yeah, so you're 32.
Right.
So you graduated in like 84?
From high school?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're kind of right in that what you remember when you were the right age musically.
Yeah, Blondie was my favorite since I think 5th grade.
Really, you have the posters?
Everything. Thing.
Did you cultivate the Deborah Harry look?
For a while, I had to dye my hair for a while. Probably.
Yeah, I went through that phase in the late 70s, early 80s too. I think we all did.
Yeah, but I'm really happy that the band's back together. That made me very happy.
Thanks so much. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Thanks,
okay.
Nicole. You're not going to be the team doctor, but it was a very generous offer.
Sure, it made me feel good. But
all right.
Okay.
Thanks, Nicole. All right, let's. We're running pretty close to break. Maybe I'll just talk to Deborah for another couple of minutes because I know you're not feeling well, and this will be our last break here on the Loveline. Again, we'll hear something from No Exit, which is the new Blondie CD, which is out. By the way, I like when the calls go away. Drew just lays down. Drew, can you at least sit up and pretend like you're part of the show? I don't like the idea that I have to do all the work on this show.
Do you want me to do the interview?
You know what Drew's like? You know how It'd be like if you paid the drummer the same amount as the lead singer and songwriter. That's the deal that Drew has on this show. Or forget the drummer, the guitar tech. Guy steps out there.
Let's reword that, please.
Right, yeah. So let's say the guitar tech.
Yeah, okay.
You're getting soft there, Drew. Please, we get paid the same amount. No Exit is the name of the new CD. That will be out on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday.
That's right. The
23rd. Oh, the 23rd?
Yeah.
Someone told me it was the 24th, but we're going with the 23rd. And it will be the first official Blondie offering in 17 years.
25 years, right.
And, well, I guess that's about it. We will hear Maria, which is the single off of that, but we'll do that after the break. Deborah, thank you very much for coming in. We do appreciate it. Whenever you're in town, whenever you're around, whenever you're on tour, whatever's going on, you can come by and say hi to us and hang with us. We'd appreciate it.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming in, and we will take ourselves a break and be right back after this.
This is Loveline. Loveline will be right back.
All right. Here we go. It is Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Deborah Harry's left. We appreciate her coming by. She was pretty under the weather tonight. I think they did Leno earlier this evening, too, so she's had herself a long day, but we appreciate her hanging around for a couple of breaks. Drew?
Yep.
Okay. Zach?
Hello? Hello?
You're 27.
Yeah, 27.
What's going on?
I wanted to say hi to you guys, tell you I love your show, and feel like you guys are part of my family, you know? Which means I want to have sex with you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so my question is this, okay? So, like my girlfriend, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So my girlfriend, right? It's like, you know, we have sex, and you know, normally when I pull out and ejaculate, it's, you know, no big deal. And then, I mean, it is a big deal, but recently, like, she's been like, well, you know, rub it in, you know what I mean? Like, rub it in. And, like, getting, like, pretty, like, heated about it, like. And I started to think, well, you know, where did she learn this? So I started asking her, and she was like,
a Jewish camp, maybe? Where did she learn this?
What's that?
Right, all right. I mean, why did she start doing it?
It was like she never did it before, you know?
Right, okay. So maybe she saw a porno movie or something.
The thing is that's the thing that kind of crept into my mind, was that I just read this thing that said that if your partner does something kind of weird, maybe she's learning it somewhere else, like from another dude.
Right. Yeah, I saw that article. It was in Swank.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's like, well, the point she was making was that it was, like, actually good for her skin, you know? And, like, I was like, oh, you know, that's all good, you know? So I was, like, rubbing it in and stuff. And, you know, like, she was really loving it. So I thought that was kind of weird. But,
and what part of her was she rubbing it into?
All over her chest and her stomach and her ass and, like, her face and everything. Like, going crazy.
How far can that 10 cc's go? I mean, true. I mean, Jesus Christ. I got like a cough drop worth of sperm in me. What is she, a midget?
No, she's a normal size.
Well, how much is coming out of you?
Probably the equivalent of like Peter North or somebody like that.
You know who Peter North is, Drew?
No.
They call him the Decorator. God, it's a lot.
In all seriousness, she's like saying that it's like healthy for her skin. So
all right.
Wondering if Dr. Drew could answer that about. And then I had a question about, like, a repercussion from, like, my insinuation that maybe she learned from somewhere else.
All right, Drew, you want to address the skin part?
There's nothing special for the skin.
Okay.
She probably read it in Cosmo, though, right?
Cosmo could easily advocate something like that. That sounds about up their alley.
I just remember that. Thank you, Dr. Drew. I just remember that I was reading in this Chinese medicine book.
Oh, Zach. No.
Listen.
Stop, Zach.
Let me explain something. The Chinese do a few things well, but the whole medicine thing is ridiculous.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like swallowing your own is like...
Yeah, I know. Listen, all this stuff was invented by guys who didn't have supermarkets nearby. Yeah, these yogis, they're living off their own urine. They're smelling their own farts,
if Chinese medicine had been so overwhelmingly successful, there wouldn't have been no need for Western medicine to develop in the first place.
Yeah, I don't understand why everything takes on some sort of mystical quality as soon as it gets to the Orient. They must know something. Look at them. They're all 5'4" and balding. How much could they know? Let me tell you something about this Chinese medicine. They think if you grind up the tusk of a rhino, you can add 5 minutes to your boner. Please, this is nonsense, all you goofballs. Go down to the pharmacy and get some real drugs.
Get some Viagra.
All right, so Zach?
Hello?
Don't eat your own sperm just because a grasshopper told you it was a good idea.
I mean, I tried it. It was no big deal.
Oh, let's stop talking to Zach.
Okay. Zach, you give me heartburn.
Hello?
Yeah. Now, as far as your girlfriend, just be nice to her, would you?
Okay.
And don't have any kids.
She's a stripper, okay?
Okay. All right.
Question for you is, like, I know you guys like to rail on strippers and stuff, but, I mean, they do have a function in society that's kind of cool. I mean...
By the way, we don't...
That's true. We never do discuss the need in society for young women to take their clothes off.
We, by the way, don't judge anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
I do.
We judge people who do bad things to other people.
Doctor...
That's the only people we ever judge. We just tell people why people do things and what happens when they do them.
All right, but right now you know that this chick has decided to shack up with Zach. So aren't you passing some judgment on her?
Yeah, but I'm mostly thinking how I'm feeling sorry for her. I'm not passing judgment.
Well, the thing I was getting at, thanks for listening. The question I had is, once the whole sperm thing started happening, I was like, well, where did she learn this? And then, like, I had gotten a pretty big tattoo that was kind of like a dedication to her. Oh, excuse me. And so I was like, it started making me think that, this tattoo maybe wasn't too good an idea because it has her name and, like, forever and, like, all this deep stuff to me. So my question to Dr. Drew was, like, what's the real deal, the raw deal with getting a tattoo removed? And, like, what does that take?
You can do it. I mean, they're lasers now. It's fairly expensive, but they can do it.
Sure, if you rub enough sperm on it, won't it erase it?
It might just erode off, yes, but the lasers...
Sperm, it's really the simple green of the body. It will just eventually it'll get out anything. Oh, this guy's a genius. Listen, do not get tattoos with the names of your gals on you. You know who I just ran into last week?
Who?
David Blaine, the magician.
Oh, yeah.
David is a really cool sort of New York street magician, and a friend of mine produced a special he's got coming out on ABC, which is going to be really neat.
Fiona's boyfriend?
He was Fiona Apple's boyfriend. That's why we ran into him a couple of years back on this show. He actually...
Kiss my ass, Adam.
Oh, there's Fiona now. He actually levitated for us. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
True, remember. We'll never forget that. But the point is when I ran into him last week, he was showing me his Fiona tattoo that he had to have altered.
Oh. What does it say now?
I don't remember. He turned it into like a sunflower or something. Yeah. I don't know what the hell it is. But the point is he's had a couple of those, and he's had to have them altered. This is a huge mistake. Plus, it's I'm going to make this statement true. What do you think of this? Guys who get their girlfriends' names tattooed on them are more likely to break up.
Right.
You're a higher risk category by virtue of the fact that you want to get a tattoo of your partner on you.
Yeah.
So you're screwed. I mean, a guy like Drew's probably going to be with his wife until she kills him. It's going to be like the next 4 to 16 months, I think. But the point is you wouldn't get a tat with her name on it.
Right.
So it's kind of a catch-22 now, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Drew. All this social commentary is not impressive to you?
No.
Okay. I'll tell you what we'll do then. Why don't we hear the new Blondie song we've been promising to play off of No Exit, and that way Deborah can listen to it in the limo on the way back to the hotel. This is called Maria.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline, I'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Drew.
And I'm Adam Carolla, and you're listening to Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
You can call us at 1-800-LOVE-191.
Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Hey there. It's Loveline. We're going to take a quick 10-second station identification, and then we'll be back with more Loveline in a scant 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on radio station. 40 minutes non-stop. You rock. 92.1 KFMA. Green Valley, Tucson.
I think it's Talk Soup.
Right.
Same deal.
It is. I think they're still pissed at us.
They are pissed at us.
It is Loveline.
They're not doing the show anymore.
Oh, really? It's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. What's Talk Soup pissed about?
You.
Why?
I don't know. You got to try to make amends.
No. Please. I did nothing wrong with those people except for criticize them over the air a little bit. Just a little bit.
And to their face.
Oh, and to them? When did I do it to them?
Weren't you complaining the day we did it?
Well, yeah, I was complaining the day we did it.
Right.
And then they're holding a grudge?
There's a feeling.
And they're not showing Loveline clips or something like that? Listen, I just want to shut up, Mike. I'm going to put a quick message to all of you who think you're going to smoke me out, who think you're going to diss me or screw with me, or don't worry, I'll be coming back on my hands and knees begging for you. Get it out of your mind. Here's what I want everyone to do. Go into ass-kiss mode. That is your only shot. Do you understand? Because the whole part about the fantasy about, it's Loveline's been off the air for 9 months, I'm out of a gig, I'm begging the Talk Soup people to give me a tryout, ain't going to happen. And there's nothing like that that's going to happen. Believe me. Start kissing ass, everybody. I do not lie, and it's not a threat.
Drew,
It's just a piece of advice. Please.
We're just talking.
Oh.
No. Listen, we did Talk Soup a couple months ago. It was fine. It's just I told them, get rid of the teleprompt. Would you shut up, Ann? Listen to me.
We went through this.
We
it's
went.
boring. It's old.
Listen to me. We can't talk about something and not explain what went on because there will be people listening who have no idea what went on. And that's bad radio. You understand?
Are you so irritable because you're working a lot?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Ann's on the rag. So
this is going to get bad.
She's pissed tonight, too. But, Ann, you can't bring stuff up and not at least give a synopsis.
I just don't know why Drew always does that. He brings the conversation on the air.
No, she's
Drew, stop talking.
The mics turn on and you go, oh, Talk Soup. Half of your sentence. And it's like, oh, please.
Yeah, all right, Drew. All right, so what do you want to do?
Let's take some calls.
All right. So anyway, those of you who know the Talk Soup story, you can go ahead and tell the ones who don't. That'll work. Catherine.
Yes.
You're 24.
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
I have a situation I was in. I had a boyfriend who was threatening his life, my life. He was delusional, paranoid. I had him committed. It was the only thing I could do. And my parents thought I should get counseling or something or see someone. And I didn't. I haven't yet. I think it would help. Do you have any suggestions other than counseling, paying...
Wait.
A psychiatrist?
Wait. You had a disturbed boyfriend.
Yeah.
And you're having symptoms now as a result of having been through that traumatic experience?
Yeah. Yeah, he abused me mentally.
Did you have any problems before this guy?
Not really. It developed. We lived with each other for a year in an apartment, and as time went on, it got worse.
Was he a drug addict?
He started using them at the end of the time.
Speed.
I told him it was over.
He started using speed?
Trixie?
No, he was just using pot and drinking heavily. Okay. It wasn't anything major. The main thing was he threatened my life, and I'm sorry. You do that, and it's over.
Okay, and you want some sort of assist...
You got quite a set of guidelines there for a relationship.
Yeah.
The guy threatens your life, and for that, you end the relationship?
Well, it wasn't working very well. He was a bit of a control freak.
All right.
And you're looking for...
It got worse when I said, hey, it's over, you have a month. You know, one of us has to move out. And a month turned into 2 months to 3 months. And
you're looking for something other than individual therapy to help you deal with the... What kind of feelings...
in debt, and
Okay.
What kind of feelings are you having now? What's the problem now?
Well, it was more people around me thought I should have it. I know it's going to be a long time before I ever... He was a pathological liar, besides.
Catherine, what kind of symptoms are you having now?
I'm not... I don't think I will ever be able to trust anyone again. I'm not interested in dating new men.
All right. Well, that's probably not such a bad thing.
Right. So what's the problem?
The circumstances.
Yeah. Well, so what's the problem?
Well, I'm getting my life together, but I don't know. There are times that he was supposed to be an ex-SEAL, and there were. I mean, someone pointed a laser at me, and I jumped clear out of the ceiling. There's certain times where I see their side effects. I always have a fear he could come back.
All right.
So sort of a post-traumatic stress disturbance.
Yes. Catherine.
Yeah.
Do you have any kids?
Oh, thank God, no.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank God, no.
No, I am totally by myself.
That is good, because here's the deal. Not having any kids is like never checking any luggage. It's just there's not the possibility it's going to get lost or stolen. You just make your way right through the airport. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you can start. It's like you got a blank slate, a clean slate to start from. So, Catherine.
Yeah.
Do you come from any nuttiness?
Oh, sure.
No.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Catherine.
No, my parents are Catholic, happily married.
Must have been a pretty aggressive dad.
Pretty aggressive what?
Dad? Dad?
Drew, please speak up. Please, Drew.
Is it me?
It's a little of you, yeah. It's about 80% you.
Aggressive dad?
Oh, no. They weren't aggressive. I got spanked when I was in trouble, but that was it. No, they weren't aggressive.
Alcoholism?
No, not my family. It runs in my family, but
not your family.
Yeah, it hasn't affected me.
Let me write that one down. Alcoholism runs in the family, but no one in the family's alcoholic.
No one in the immediate family growing
Talk about
up.
underachieving. You have that biological mandate, and no one's stepping up to the plate.
Right.
All right, Catherine, here's our analysis. There's got to be something up with you in order to get hooked up with this guy. Please take responsibility for that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, you were smart enough and healthy enough to kick him out when he threatened you. Good. Be on your own for a while. Get a little counseling, work at your job, get back in touch with your spirituality or your religion, and do not get into another relationship until you've gotten things sort of emotionally straightened out, or you're going to pick another ex-Navy SEAL with a laser sight on his pistol.
I do think, though, she was saying she was trying to avoid a way that she could have not go without individual therapy. But I think she needs to start with that and let that person advise you for perhaps some groups in your area and get a full assessment, because post-traumatic stress disturbance does have a biological element to it.
Alec.
Yeah.
You're 32.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Oh, you would put me on right after Catherine. Basically, I have the same problem she does. I've developed quite a few trust issues about women. And unfortunately, Adam, I came from a very happy household, parents together for 35 years, happily married, blah, 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 no alcoholism, you know.
You know, how'd you get this problem then?
Well, okay. It started, you mentioned a couple weeks ago that nobody has dates. It started in 92. I got together with this woman, and she was basically my first love of my life. And in 90...
At the age of 25.
Pardon me?
At the age of 25.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of a late bloomer, but that's all right. Some guys don't fall in love for a while.
There you go. And in 94 and a half, we broke up. And, you know, I basically went through my mourning period. Mine went a lot longer than hers did. She was married to one of my better friends within 18 months. So I was like, all right. I had a little bitterness going. And So I was single for a while and met another girl, and she ended up being a college student, so we did the amicable breakup thing. And just recently,
well, sure, you start getting into higher forms of education, you can't carry on a relationship, Drew. Don't give me that puzzled look.
Well, actually, no. It was the long-distance relationship thing.
Oh, she went off to college.
Yeah, she went to Cincinnati, Ohio.
That means she was in high school when they started going out.
How old were you? You were at least 27, 28 when you met her, right? 28?
Yeah.
How old was she when you met her?
Which one? The first one or the second one?
The second one.
Second one was, well, at the time I liked him a little young. She was right around 21, 22.
Oh, she went off to college later on in her academic career.
Right.
Okay. All right. You had Drew worried for just 1 second there. You had me morbidly amused, but Drew was worried. All right. So, so Alex, what's your question? You want to know how to get back with women, how to trust again?
Essentially, yeah. I've been going through bouts of depression. Every time I meet somebody who seems to be attracted to me, I start holding them off at arm's length.
Alec, do you generally hold people off? Just in general, socially?
Not so much guys, because guys are easier to trust for some reason for me.
But generally, trust is kind of an issue for you, huh?
Exactly, yeah.
And it's always been that.
Yeah. Listen, you wouldn't have had your first real relationship at age 25 unless there was some significant issues going on. I know that sounds cruel, but it's the truth.
Well, you know.
Okay. Well, let's just admit that.
I didn't date a lot in high school.
Right.
Because you tend to withdraw. You're not connected to people easily. You don't trust that.
Yeah.
And you found relationships, and when they failed you, if they failed you at all, it just confirms your original beliefs about people and their lack of trustworthiness.
And I withdrew further into
as opposed to just saying, "Oh, this is the way relationships go. That one didn't work. Let's see. Go on. We'll find something."
Right.
That is your basic personality structure. It's paranoid.
If you'll let me finish here just a second, I was getting to the third relationship, which was basically the catalyst for this whole thing.
Alec, well, we know the story.
We know the story. You don't have to even tell it to us.
Oh, well, all right.
We know the story. You've created it very nicely for yourself.
Right.
However it ended, I'm sure it was a great disaster for you.
Oh, big.
And confirmed everything you always believed about people, which is all a fantasy anyway.
And it's amazing. You know, it's the most amazing coincidence in life. All the guys who know women are evil always get hooked up with evil women.
What amazing.
And the guys who love and worship women and appreciate them always find the ones that are worthy of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course.
Alec, if you have trust issues, it runs deeper than just what women are all about.
Much deeper.
Yeah.
So get in touch with that.
Yeah.
And listen.
Just get yourself in there and start socializing a little more freely.
And everybody, stop assigning personalities to genders.
No,
I mean, we know men
anything.
are better than women. I mean, that's a given. But
wait.
What's that?
The converse, right?
No. Men are superior to women. There's no doubt about that.
I don't know about that.
Well, please, Drew, use your brain, would you?
Women are superior. I do.
Women are superior?
Yeah.
Are you nuts?
No, I think so.
Listen, Drew.
Yeah, Adam.
If women were in charge, you'd be talking into a soup can right now, and there'd be yarn spread out all over the country.
There is
so
no
people
doubt
could catch the signal. Do you understand that? And that would be considered cutting edge.
Whatever.
What was that?
I don't know. It sounded like a hand of it.
But there's no doubt that men's abilities have been the catalyst and the important, necessary ingredient for the evolution of society.
You'd be writing the phone numbers on that screen. Wouldn't be there. It'd be
but given what's needed
piece
to go
of
forward,
bark, and you'd be writing with charcoal.
I think
do you understand?
Men have sort of outstripped their capacity.
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
And the Midol truck pulled up at South Front.
I need more than Midol at this point.
Basically, look,
I need something good.
Drew, can you give Ann something?
I'm about to.
Do you have
Just
something
to get her
in
off
the trunk?
my ass here.
Do you have something?
Come on, don't let Adam get away with saying that kind of thing.
I'm trying to make the case. The case is that basically every advance of technology was a male-invented thing, basically. But that men, but it's done. Men, the aggression and the
what do you think invented Midol, by the way?
The external preoccupations of all things that have gotten us to this point, but also have gotten us in the mess we're in. And what's going to lead us out is what is the females' talent, and which is a more evolved human talent. It's more of an interpersonal talent.
All right. They certainly have the same intellectual capacity as men. Yeah, you just wonder why they rarely call on it.
Kiss my ass, Adam.
Alex.
Yes.
It's 20. What's going on?
I got a question for the good doctor.
Yeah.
My boyfriend is 18, and he's already having prostate problems.
Prostatitis?
I have no idea. He said that he's had this all of his life. He's assuming that he might have been born with it. Great example, when we're having sex, he can get an erection, but keeping it is kind of a hit and miss thing. And he goes like, I don't know, anywhere between 2 weeks to 4 weeks between being able to ejaculate.
I'd kill myself.
Huh?
I'd kill myself about day 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm screaming right here. You know, it's
No, if I'm him.
Yeah.
What about you? You can go to the bathroom and whack off.
Well, no, I mean, otherwise, the sex is great. It's just, I feel more satisfied when I can.
Right. How's is your behymen intact?
Is my behymen? No, actually, it was taken at 14. So.
Oh.
by a friend who was the same age. So.
All right.
Yeah, so,
That makes it kind of quaint, doesn't it? That's like a Rockwell painting, isn't it?
Yeah. That's terrible.
All right, well, no. But just as long, I mean, we don't want anyone's hymen popped, anyone's cherry popped at 14, really. But if that scenario did happen, we'd hope that it was at the hands of another 14-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was curious fumblings at that point.
Well, that was some pretty on-target fumbling. I've done fumbling before, but not in the ass.
That's like the first time, the last time for me.
Oh, really?
That is purposeful. That is not curiosity.
Well,
that is the other. Your friend knew what he was up to.
I think so.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I can see how there can be some fondling or something like that, but once you get into the sodomy portion, you do get beyond the curious fumbling, don't you, Drew?
Yes. But let's help Alex. Alex,
all right.
This is not a prostate problem, whatever it is.
Okay.
Is he on any medication?
I don't know. He's not on any medication. Right
Sure.
now. Yeah, as far as I know, because he's slept over here for a week at a time. I've never seen him take anything other than like aspirin or Tylenol. So I mean, I know that he does smoke marijuana, and I smoke it with him occasionally. But
does he smoke every day?
Does he smoke every day?
Does he smoke every day?
I don't know. I know the last couple of days he has been. I think. Normally, it's just whenever his roommate has it.
Yeah, normally people don't smoke pot every day as a hobby.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not sporadic daily pot smoking. It's either you're into it every day or you're not.
No, he's not into it every day. But he said that this is a problem that he's had since childhood.
All right. I don't know why how he would know
about ejaculating in childhood. I mean, that's possibly a bizarre notion.
But that and urinary problems, and I mean, I have.
Okay, well then, did he go to the doctor ever?
No, his parents never saw it as a problem.
Oh, okay. Well,
how about now?
Maybe he should just go see a doctor.
That's what I'm trying to get him to do. And
well, tell him Drew said to do it.
See a urologist. What?
See a urologist?
Yes.
Yeah. What I'm worried about is I don't want to, 6 months down the road, I don't want to have to, be going down to the cancer hospice because he's got prostate cancer at 19.
Alex?
Yes.
Do you know what the symptoms of prostate cancer is?
No, I just...
There are no symptoms of prostate cancer.
So
okay, that's not what this is.
It's a silent boner killer.
Yeah, there basically is no symptom. Maybe blood in the urine occasionally.
Has there ever been a 19-year-old with prostate cancer?
No.
Yeah, I don't know where everyone gets... I swear to God, I think these PSAs do more harm than good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take a bite out of crime.
But I mean, you have like some old baseball manager. Hi, I'm Rusty Staub. I didn't know about the tragedy of prostate cancer back in my playing. And then I think people watch that stoned at 17 and think they have prostate cancer, too. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
All right, so send him to a doctor and tell him Drew said you should do it. And anybody, by the way, who wants their spouse or mate to seek some help, feel free to tell him Drew said to do it.
Sure. I give you permission.
Yeah.
If somebody needs to see a physician and they won't do it, you tell them I told them to.
Right. John.
Hello?
John, you're 31.
Yep.
You heard Drew... I'm tired of that. You heard Drew say it's not a good thing when you have the sex. In your sleep?
Yeah, well, actually, I heard it secondhand. I just wanted to call up and find out about what this has happened to me a couple of times. I'm sleeping with my partner, and I'll wake up and I'll be in the middle of having sex, and it's like pleasant. It's like, oh, great, and I'll just finish up while I'm awake. But then the partner I'm with now, she said she heard on Loveline that it wasn't a good thing, or whatever the caller was calling about, that they obviously
Seems
were.
like we talked about this on the TV more than the radio.
Maybe it was.
Yeah,
well, hang on, because Drew, you'll talk about this in further detail.
Yeah,
we'll do that after this.
Some restrictions. FMA.
Hey, it's Loveline. Give a shout out to the mighty Caper up there in Fresno. That is a hell of a station. All right, Dr. Drew, Adam Carolla over here. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-19-1. All right, where did we leave off here?
John and his sleep disturbance.
Yeah. Hi.
John,
hey, John.
John, do you do anything else weird in your sleep? Do you walk in your sleep or have terrors in your sleep? Anything like that?
No walking in my sleep. No, I'm a pretty sound sleeper.
You on any medication?
Actually, not when this was happening, no.
What medicine do you on now?
Jim Fibersol for cholesterol.
That's nothing.
Jim Fibersol?
And by the way,
the porn star from the 70s, wasn't it? Big Jim Fibersol?
I don't want to second guess what your doctor's doing, but Lipotor has basically taken over for Jim Fibersol.
What's Jim Fibersol?
It's something that lowers the triglycerides. And you have hypertriglyceridemia? Yes.
I have no idea.
Drew, I really want you to enunciate tonight. Could you please?
Oh, boy, I'm not aware of how I'm sounding.
Well, Drew.
I'm sorry.
All right, when every second caller goes, huh?
Yeah, okay.
Then speak up, would you please?
I'm trying.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Let's not overdo it.
Do you drink a lot, John?
No, I don't.
What are you getting at, Drew?
I'm just people. A 30-year-old with high triglycerides is usually a diabetic or an alcoholic.
No, neither one. I don't drink a whole lot. I might have maybe one drink a month if I'm lucky.
Huh. That's an alcoholic in Drew's book.
No.
You are out of control. I'm surprised your friends haven't planned an intervention for you. Hey, John.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, though. Is there any explanation as to why you have this condition?
Are you talking about the cholesterol or having sex in my sleep?
The sleep problem.
No, I mean the cholesterol.
Oh.
I do. I mean, Drew's been poking away at it for a while. I just mean, is the doctor said anything?
No, they haven't said anything. I mean, it's like really high. It's like when I first went in for a screening, it was like 378 was my one of the cholesterol levels that they normally look at.
Okay, so they just said it's genetic.
Yeah, but Jim Fibersol
my family, and then they've been trying to get it down, and I'm overweight, not like grossly overweight.
Oh, it's another way to get high triglycerides.
What's that?
All right, got it.
Drew, stop mumbling.
That's another way to get the high triglycerides
right.
to be overweight.
All right, well, get off the Jim Fibersol.
Well, no, I'm not saying. Don't say that.
Okay.
Say that. But
I know what you're saying, Doctor.
Maybe the excess weight is causing the sleep disturbance. You snore a lot?
Yeah, I do.
All right. I mean, you may have a true sleep disorder. I mean, you may have what's called a Pickwickian syndrome, which is where you sleep.
He's got a Dipdickian syndrome, is what
your
he's
sleep
got.
is inefficient, and you're sometimes kind of out of it. You sleep during the day. You never get restorative sleep, and because of that, when you do sleep, it's disturbed and sometimes deep.
That's what
and you
I
can do things without knowing.
What is
it.
that? I got to write that down.
Yeah, you do.
Pickwickian?
No, you have obstructive sleep apnea.
I have crap-sleepian.
You have crap-sleepia.
Oh.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, I never get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
I am so tortured. Deviated septum, mouth hung wide open, a family of possum in my mouth. When I wake up in the morning, I'm spitting fur out. What a hell my life is. As far as having sex with your girlfriend when you're asleep,
it's part of a sleep disorder.
All right, but that's no big deal. I mean, you're not raping her.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily. Well, you know, in the past, I recall when we've talked to people on TV, we usually dig a little bit and find that people are kind of disturbed.
Yeah.
And this is not the situation with John. So,
Freedom.
Yeah.
Is that your name?
Huh?
Your name Freedom?
Yeah.
Oh, talk about you had some hippie parents, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Oh man, you must be pissed at them.
No, it's actually pretty cool. It's a conversation starter.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
What's up?
Well, see, I have this problem with, because I'm like really, my hormones are just totally out of whack. And, like, I just can't control them. Like, I'm just compelled to have sex or just masturbate, like, all the time.
Well, it's not your hormones, but go ahead.
See what happens when you name your kid Freedom?
Yeah.
You give him the freedom to whack off 4 times a day.
Well, you know, I'm 18 and I figured, hey, I'm young, I should be dating and stuff.
Right.
But I went through a rehab because I had like a lot of drug problems.
What was your drug of choice?
It depends on the year.
Okay.
I started when I was really young.
Let's go with 96.
That was probably meth.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Your hippie parents.
Yeah.
They failed you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They probably found like a crack pipe on your nightstand when you were 11 and said, let him work it out.
Yeah.
Let's not be overly intrusive.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, around 12, I think my dad showed me how to make one.
Oh, for God's sake.
Really? A pipe?
Yeah, not a crack pipe, but a meth pipe.
Well, these hippies should not be having kids.
That's right.
Please, for Christ's sake. They're probably walking around naked. Do you have some sisters named like Sunshine or
Autumn.
Happy or something?
No, I just have a brother.
What's his name?
Zane.
What?
Zane.
Zane?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I can't stand?
What's that?
Or actually, I don't mind it, but I feel sorry for the recipients of these names. They give them these names like Freedom, and then Freedom ends up managing a car wash.
Yeah.
Now you're screwed. Now, if they name you Larry and you manage a car wash, no one cares. But they give you some name like Geronimo, and then you end up driving a bakery truck. It's kind of sad, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So, Freedom.
Yeah.
All right, so you think you should be dating, but you've been through a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I've been clean and sober for like a year and a half, you know?
All right, but
you work in a program?
Yeah.
Look into SA, because really, sexual addictions are probably present in about 85% of other addict diagnoses. And right now, a lot of that emptiness and a lot of that difficulty having any real connection with people, it sounds like something related to sexual addiction, sexual compulsion, left over from your more general addictive syndrome. And a lot of aggression, a lot of shame, a lot of feelings of abandonment are tied up in that. And with those parents, it's no surprise.
Listen, parents, you hippie parents out there, I had hippie parents. Be a parent, would you? Don't be some camp counselor.
Yeah.
Don't be one of your friends. You got a 13-year-old kid, and you're like one of their stoner buddies.
Yeah. Oh, that was the model for parenting in the 70s.
Yeah, hey, man, you got to be your kid's friend.
Buddy.
Nut jobs. Oh, Jill.
Yeah.
Believe me, I come from a long line of hippies. Actually, it's just one generation. But
it's funny, though. Your parents, though, parented until you were about 6, and then they just took a left turn.
Oh, they got into the hippie stuff. My dad never got into the hippie stuff, but my mom got into that. She was hanging around with Zorback and Sunshine and Happy and Axis and sitting around on wicker chairs smoking weed all day.
Oh.
Talking about being free. When's the welfare check coming?
Well, your poor mom. My favorite
she's
story
good now.
I know, but my favorite story is her locking herself in the bedroom and screaming, "Freak out!"
Listen, don't repeat that. She'll get pissed. Jill.
Yeah.
All right, so you're 20. What's up with you?
Well, okay. I lost my virginity when I was 15, and I lost it to another virgin, and we're still dating. And I've never been able to enjoy sex. I've never had an orgasm. I've never never been able to enjoy it. I don't even really like it very much, but
Why do you do it?
I enjoy the closeness of it.
No.
I do it. I enjoy that part.
Everybody listen to that. That's the difference.
Between men and women.
Some men and some women. Yes. You're willing. You don't really like the act, but it's the only way you can get him to hug you.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not it either, because he is really sensitive, and he's really, he will hug me and stuff. It's not that. It's just, I just like the closeness of it.
Okay.
It's just the act of closeness.
So, but you've had sex with this guy for 5 years. You never had an orgasm.
Never. I mean, I've had, outer orgasms, like from oral sex, but never from vaginal sex. And I really would like to have one. And I'm wondering if it's psychological or some position.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, you need to experiment a lot more with each other, but it's probably some combination of how much this relationship actually means to you versus how much you think it means to you.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's the only boyfriend you've had for 5 years. Who knows if this is really the right intimacy for you or not? I don't know. And two, trying to figure things out for each other. You need to explore a little more.
Are you really into him?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will probably marry this guy. I mean...
Oh, really?
Probably.
Not now. I mean, I'm only 20, but...
Right. All right, but you have had orgasms when he performed oral sex on you.
Oh, all the time. He's really good at that.
Oh, all right. Well, listen, that may be it for a while.
You think? I don't know. I mean,
That's commonly the case, Jill.
I'm sorry?
That's commonly the case.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's just no fun.
Well, you're motivated to see something else, so go try explore and enjoy.
But, Drew, do you believe that she's having an actual orgasm? Because it doesn't sound that fulfilling to her.
Yeah.
Wait, for oral sex?
Yes.
Oh, no, it is. Let me tell you.
All right.
I know that.
Okay, well, that's enough then. Stop hogging all the orgasms. Chicks get so greedy with the orgasms. I have half an orgasm because I worry.
Use them all up when you're by yourself.
I worry about the kids, Drew. Growing up without the orgasm.
You got to spread it out.
Yeah, I look at sperm like I look at fossil fuel. Let's not waste it all. We have another generation coming up. One day they're going to inherit the hamper. Ain't Drew?
Yeah. The hamper of life. Let's go to break.
Drew, one day you're going to look back on your experience with working with me as a pleasurable one, and you're going to kick yourself for the attitude that you had during the bulk of it.
Not an attitude. You're just tired.
Thank you. I'm fine.
No.
Here's the difference between me and you, Drew. When I'm tired, all I do is stutter a little bit. You actually try to get some sleep during the show.
You attack and are irritable.
All right, because you don't sit up. That's why.
Oh, okay.
And you don't address me in the proper manner.
See?
All right. We'll take a little break. Thanks, Mike. Ryan is 17. He's curious to whether or not Adam wants to have kids. Well, there's a good question. All right, we'll get to that after this. Hey. Show started. Loveline. I'm Carolla, Dr. Drew over there, and it's back to the phones we go. Speak to Ryan. Ryan?
Hey, what's up?
17.
This is for Adam. I wanted to know if you ever plan on having kids.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, I think I will.
Why do you ask?
Just curious how you'd raise them.
Oh, I'd pay professional. I wouldn't raise them myself. Are you kidding me? I'd get a handler, or whatever they call him. What do they call him, Drew?
A handler.
Yeah, Jim.
Sorry about that.
What was that?
Oh, that's my cat.
It was one of my kids.
Cat saying Adam?
Huh?
It had to at least be a parrot.
What?
Who picked up the other line?
No, that's my cat.
Really?
It's on my bed.
There she is again.
Okay, Ryan.
Huh?
Hey, Ryan, let us talk to that pussy of yours.
Right.
Hey, baby, what's up?
What are you having, some kind of gay pajama party over there?
No.
Who yapped?
My cat.
Oh, Ryan, stop answering.
Jesus, there's a few levels of retarded. There's like level 1, then there's the basement.
DEFCON retarded.
Ryan is like DEFCON retarded. Yeah. In the event of some sort of retarded emergency, you crawl into Ryan. Yeah, there you will withstand the bomb. Jim.
Yeah.
DEFCON retarded.
3 retarded.
DEFCON 5. Jim, you're 24. What's going on?
Yeah, I've had, basically since I was about 12 years old or so, I've had like spanking fantasies. I'm gay. Been out for a couple of years now. And been with a couple of people, but still really never lived out any of the fantasies and just trying with...
The spanking fantasies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But never... Outside of that, I've really only been able to reach any ejaculation on my own, but nothing outside of the fantasy.
You haven't been able to ejaculate with a partner?
Right.
Ever?
No.
Have you been with women?
Back in college, never like real intercourse though. Just
right.
And when you're by yourself, you always fantasize about this spanking business.
More or less. It's hard for me to really come to ejaculation with anything else besides that.
Right. Okay.
Who's spanking you in the fantasies?
What's that?
Who is spanking you in the fantasies? Or are you spanking somebody else?
More myself. I mean, it really depends if it's...
What guys do you fantasize about? You ever think about Drew?
It's usually... Because the guys I tend to be attracted to, it's funny, because the guys I tend to be attracted to are usually like younger type guys.
Right.
But when I imagine myself like in a fantasy, it's usually somebody older. It's kind of strange because it's not who I'm generally attracted to.
You ever think about Drew?
Drew's good looking. He usually doesn't come into the fantasies.
He doesn't work in?
Not usually.
Doesn't pay a house call?
No.
I'd like the school teacher, school mom.
Yeah.
With the ruler.
I'm not wearing anything under this lab coat, Jim. I want you to know that.
All right.
You know, I may be a doctor, but first, I'm a man. Now, you understand the hernia check's a very involved one.
Yes, I think I got that.
Drop those underoos and turn your head. All right, so, hey, Jim, I would guess... Drew, let's go ahead and venture a guess here.
Yeah.
We haven't done much of this tonight. Spanking fantasies, gay, never had an ejaculation around anyone except for the cat. I'm thinking there was something up here in the past.
Sure.
Growing up. Any physical abuse, anything like that? Any spankings?
Not like my dad hit me once, and that was it. I don't even really remember that.
Your mom never spanked you?
No.
How do you like your mom?
Mom and I, we have a close relationship. She's basically like the matriarch of the whole family.
Domineering?
Not necessarily domineering, but she's definitely the take charge person.
Yeah. I don't know why, but all gay guys have a take charge mom. Why is that? And I know it's Drew's theory, too. There's something about mommy sort of playing daddy's role that turns guys gay.
That's what it is.
That is at least a pattern I've noticed, and I've been to the library many times and done a lot of reading on this subject. So, Jim,
right?
It would seem to me that you wouldn't find any difficulty in the gay community finding a subject who'd be willing to spank you during sex.
Well, that's true.
Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys will do anything, won't they?
More or less.
They're guys.
They're guys.
Yeah.
Right? So find one of those guys and let him spank you. But I know it's not that easy.
Right.
Because you don't want to give it away. Because you're scared you're going to get hurt.
Well, that and just also, trying to have something, I guess, more what I expected or,
Right. Why don't you see if you can't get involved in a real relationship, and then you can start working out some of your mutual fantasies in it.
That's what you got to do.
Really?
But there's something...
There's something that's wrong about Jim, that he doesn't want to get involved, that he can't get involved. He's not had an orgasm in the presence of anybody.
Love to meet that mom.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she's like...
Brunhilde.
Probably smoking a Tipperillo, has an eye patch on.
Let's talk to Sally, 17. Sally.
She probably uses a whip like Indiana Jones, and actually wraps around things and brings them to her. Like in the kitchen, she pulls the toast out of the toaster using the whip, opens cabinets with the whip, pours milk. Sally?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm having some jealousy problems in my relationship.
What's the problem?
To the point where I'm really close to my boyfriend. I spend a lot of time with him, and I'm not friends with any of his friends. And whenever he spends time with them, with the little time that he does spend with them, I get really jealous, especially when they're girls.
Have you always been that way?
Well, there's two girls in particular, and they've been friends with him, and they've not approved of me since day one. And I've never really, I don't remember getting jealous about it, but later in our relationship, I would get really angry.
I understand. So you get more involved, you get more threatened.
Right.
Okay.
But he doesn't give you any reason to be?
Well, that's the weird thing, is I trust him, but...
That's not the question.
He doesn't give you reason to be jealous?
No.
He's never cheated on you?
Or anyone else?
No.
Nothing like that?
No.
How old is he?
He's 18.
Is he a good guy?
Yes.
Okay. So you have some feelings of inadequacy, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, you work on those, but don't work on him.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
that was good. I know there was more, but I thought that was a good ending spot. Didn't you guys think that was a good place to end? And listen, everybody, I haven't delivered any kind of sermon at all tonight, so it's high time. Stop working on everybody and work on yourself. Everyone's job is out there to figure out how to change everybody.
Speaking of working
Leave
yourself,
them alone.
Did you finally get honest with your therapist?
I was there. I was at the therapist on Wednesday.
And did you talk
What
openly?
day is it today?
It's Friday, Thursday.
Oh.
Did you talk openly?
That was yesterday.
Openly finally with him?
About what?
All the stuff you've been holding back.
What stuff? I don't hold stuff back.
You were telling us how you talk to the nation about your masturbatory habits, but you don't talk to your therapist about it.
Why do I need to ruin my relationship with him by bringing that up?
Oh, my God.
True. Have you no decorum? Do you realize there's a certain etiquette?
When are you going to open
a certain
up?
protocol? Why do I got to talk to the therapist about whacking off?
You've got to talk to him about everything.
Why?
Because that's the nature of the relationship.
I don't...
You've got to be able to talk about everything.
I don't talk to him about woodworking. That's a big part of my life. Should I be discussing layout with him, or the fact that I prefer womanized bottom plates as opposed to redwood bottom plates? Do you understand? I only have 50 minutes a week with the guy. Do I have to get into everything?
The host he doth protesteth too much.
No.
Yes.
Please. Okay, Drew, what should I say to him? I mean,
tell him I said you ought to talk more about this stuff and see where he takes it.
About masturbation?
Whatever.
Drew, I haven't even masturbated in like 4 days.
Oh, the humanity. Adam, that should be huge. How did you avoid the topic?
You'd think it'd be on the tip of my tongue. Listen, Drew, I'll have you and the rest of the country know that I have not had myself since we were in Washington, D.C.
This is why you're so irritable. Adam.
You may be right.
You're like a damn grizzly bear.
Yeah, I consider this a run.
You better go home and do something.
Go home. Let me just go out to the car.
Get this guy a paper towel and send him out the car.
Oh, I got him in the car. Don't you worry.
Give it like a...
Drew, I'm serious, and you know it's weird.
I'm serious too. You got to do something.
I have not masturbated since I've returned to the state.
Oh.
Do you understand that?
Oh man, Adam.
Yeah, I've been very busy.
Yeah,
I'm tired. Nick.
Hello.
Hey, Nick.
How are you?
You're 33.
I am.
I'm a little irritable because I got a full load.
I know you.
Let's see. You're 33. When do you know when it's the right time to get married? Oh, boy. We'd have to dedicate an entire show to this, and we still wouldn't come up with an answer.
Let's make it simple. About how long do you think you should date somebody?
I think you should be over 30, so you meet that criteria.
Yeah, I'm over 30.
At least 6 months.
Okay.
How's your career doing?
Pretty good.
Okay. You love this person?
I do.
Okay. Well, get married. You just said
you have a healthy history with relationships? You can trust yourself?
I'm sorry, come again?
You conducted yourselves appropriately in relationships in the past? You can trust your instincts in relationships?
Well, like all males, I've had problems, but I've improved greatly over the years.
Okay, and nothing egregious. So
we'll give it our blessing. Justin?
Hey.
You're on hold for 40 minutes. You're 18. How can you get insecure to... all right, you're insecure. You want to get a girl to notice you?
No.
How can you get an insecure girl to notice you? Yeah, I know that's the way it read, but I twisted it around because it didn't make sense to me. She's insecure and you need her to notice you.
Ask her out.
Just ask her out.
Well, I thought it'd be that easy, but every time I even just barely start to talk about me and her together, it's like she just turns the subject into something else. But she does act like she likes me all the time.
Except for the part about when you try to talk to her about you two being together,
Ask
she
her
quickly
out.
changes the subject.
Just ask her out.
Go ask her out, but then stop BSing yourself. How do I get... It's like, I like, you know the way guys think? Trapped inside of every woman is another woman just dying to go out with me.
Right.
Now, if I could only get to that, this poor girl... What must it be like to live that lie, to deny oneself for so long? You know what I mean? It's like, listen, guys, if you're asking them out and they don't really want to go out, do not go ahead and put some personality flaw or trait on them. They don't want to go out.
There's always a fairy tale attached to it.
Right. We'll be back.
Loveline will be right back. Loveline will be right back. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.